a lot of people actually tell me, especially clients, that they can't help punishing their dog when they come home and see what he or she destroyed. And I totally get it. It's very frustrating. I mean, just dealing with separation anxiety is overwhelming and it's exhausting. And so you try not to leave your dog alone too long or too often. And still, when you do leave them alone and you come back to destruction, and it becomes very hard for you not to do anything about it. But punishing your dog for destroying can actually make the anxiety problem worse. So let's look at why. I'm Alex, a professional dog behavior consultant with over 20 years experience, and my specialty is solving anxiety problems in dogs. So let's put some clarity on this issue. So you may think that your dog destroys because he gets distressed from being alone. He gets really upset when you leave. And so he may be acting revengeful. And that's not what's happening at all. It's not pent up energy. It's not, being revengeful. It's not boredom. When a dog destroys, when especially chewing, while they're chewing and ripping cushions apart and chewing your shoes, they're actually releasing stress. So destroying things actually becomes a self-soothing behavior. It's your dog's way, a desperate way, of trying to lower their anxiety level, pretty much like people chew their or bite their fingernails or smoke cigarettes. So try to think, no matter how upset you get, try to think this like this. My dog destroyed because this was a desperate attempt at self-soothing. So what happens when you punish? Usually your punishment is badly timed because by the time you punish your dog, you don't know how long ago they destroyed your shoes or ripped the sofa cushion to pieces. You don't know at what time the destruction happened. And besides destroying, they also did a bunch of things. I mean, they walked up and down. They may have engaged with another toy. They may have gone to drink some water. They may have had a little nap somewhere, even if it's short, because usually dogs that suffer from separation anxiety don't really settle all that well when you're gone. So he's done a lot of things besides destroying your stuff. So when you come home and you punish the dog, they won't know, like out of everything that they did while you were gone, which one has actually resulted in punishment. And so, because they don't know what led to punishment, they don't know what to do to avoid getting punished. And then in future, what they actually learn is to expect punishment, but without knowing why. It's one thing if you catch your dog in the act of doing something wrong and you punish him, and I'm not really very keen on punishment, but that's another story. But as far as punishment being effective, it's one thing if you catch them in the act. Okay, then they will make that association. I was barking, for example, I was barking right now, and I was screamed at to shut up. Okay, that is one thing, like one thing immediately led to the other. The barking immediately led to the punishment. And that way they can associate. But now, if the destruction happened, even if it happened minutes before you open the front door, they won't make that association. So as I was saying, if your dog can't associate the so-called misbehavior to the punishment, they won't be able to do anything to refrain from engaging in that behavior again. And then they will expect punishment without knowing why. And this is where anxiety increases. I mean, just let's think about us. I often give examples of human behavior because we actually very similar. Dogs and people have the same emotions and very similar nervous systems. So let's say you just happen to be somewhere and you went to the kitchen and helped yourself to a glass of water, and then you went to the bathroom to wash your hands, and then you sat watching TV, and then somebody barges in. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Somebody walks in and they start talking to you and screaming at you in a totally foreign language. You don't know what's happening. You don't even know if you've done anything wrong. You're just assuming you may have done something wrong, but you don't know what it is because you don't even understand what that person is saying to you. All you know is that something bad is happening. So just imagine in future what that is going to do to your anxiety. Just imagine that day in, day out, you do the same thing, like go have a glass of water, sit down, watch TV, read a book, whatever, and then this person speaking a foreign language shouts at you every single day. Eventually, you will be very anxious. Your baseline anxiety will be high because you'll be thinking, as soon as that person comes home, you'll be thinking, okay, what now? Where's the punishment? So in future, when you feel tempted to punish your dog for all the destruction, just even like you either take a couple of deep breaths or you just go into another room like you're not even noticing it. Do whatever you need to do to get rid of the anger so that you don't end up punishing your dog. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, just scroll down to the description where you'll have access to a free training video, and which I hope will be helpful because it explains more about anxiety. Take care.